This is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
They're really using technology, and therefore they're able to attract and take advantage of more consumers. So everyone is vulnerable to a scam nowadays, not just the elderly. More people are more victimized to scams than ever before.
Before you start your Black Friday shopping, you might want to take some precautions. Well, tonight we'll tell you some of the most common scams used on the Suncoast and give you tips on how you can protect yourself when making those holiday purchases. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. Some timely advice for you next, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. Detectives in Manatee County are trying to find the person who shot a 15-year-old who was playing basketball last night. It happened in Pride Park on 9th Street East in Bradenton. The victim was shot in the leg and rushed to the hospital. One Manatee County resident says this is not the first such incident in Pride Park, and she wants the county commission to help.
What I want to do is get her out here on foot to speak to the residents in Pride Park because they have a lot of concerns that need to be brought up, that she needs to hear from them.
If you can help, call the Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. Newtown's first health clinic is making progress. Ground was broken earlier this month for a 6,000 square foot outpatient facility around MLK Drive and Osprey Avenue. One longtime Newtown business owner says the new clinic is another giant step in the right direction for Newtown.
To stimulate the economy, to bring jobs, bring opportunities, create businesses in the community, bring other resources to the community. And this is a good step forward.
The clinic should be open by next summer. South to Northport now. Commissioners there say they plan to shift their meetings to the evenings. The city says that will allow more residents to attend. So meetings will be held 6 p.m. on the 4th Tuesday of the month starting in January. If you brought your trash to the curb this morning, it's probably still there tonight. Collectors are off today in Sarasota and Manatee counties, and instead we'll make it tomorrow instead. In some cases, Friday collections, though, will be bumped to Saturday this week due to the Thanksgiving holiday. Of course, tomorrow is the biggest shopping day of the year, but many of you are getting a head start today. The National Retail Federation says about 20% of Americans will be out getting deals tonight. So who's to blame for this early bird shopping? Overzealous shoppers or overzealous retailers?
I personally think that everybody should be home with their families, even if that's just vegging out in front of the TV, and let's wait for shopping for tomorrow.
I will be here. I just checked out in the store where they're placing objects. I'll be doing the majority tomorrow, and I think most people do that.
And here's some trivia now. Listen to this. Experts say between now and Christmas, Americans will spend $655 billion on shopping, mostly by my wife. Many of those needing a meal today weren't let down thanks to the hard work of volunteers and charities. The Salvation Army in Sarasota dished out hundreds of meals, while the American Legion post in Manatee County fed dozens of veterans and their guests. Volunteers passed out turkey dinners and desserts.
We've been able to celebrate God's blessings in the midst of family and friends of those today who are in life recovery or recovering from their homeless experience. So we're so glad to have the community join together and help us bring together hope, health, and life horizons for those who are in need.
The Salvation Army says it passed out some 800 dinners today alone. Meantime, at the Knights of Columbus in Sarasota, it was an open door today for anyone in need of a meal or just in need of some conversation. Members say events like these are important for the community.
Because there's people that possibly wouldn't get a meal or possibly would eat a meal alone. So they come down here and you see a smile on their face and they leave full and they leave happy, and it's just a great day.
The Knights served some 700 people. Donations came from Der Dutchman, Yoder's Restaurant, and a private donor who provided all the turkeys. And the day began with hundreds of runners taking part in an annual Thanksgiving tradition here on the Suncoast. The 7th annual Also Youth Turkey Trot was held this morning. Hundreds turned out for the 5K run from the Ringling Bridge to the Hyatt and back. The event benefits the organization which does outreach for the local young lesbian, gay, bi, and transgender community.
Beautiful day, you know, beautiful weather. Obviously, Chamber of Commerce Day here.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, we'll keep coming back for Thanksgiving just for this race. Not exactly, but we'll definitely come back and run.
Glad to have you here. There was another turkey trot this morning in Manatee County. It raised money for Turning Points and also the food bank of Manatee County. And you couldn't ask for a nicer day on this Thanksgiving holiday. Let's get the forecast for tomorrow now from meteorologist Steve Newman. Steve.
Ray, some of the nicest weather we have all year has been going on this Thanksgiving, and it's going to continue through the weekend. And look at this beautiful sunset over in North Lido. 5:35, that's the time the sun is setting, and it's really not going to get much earlier than that as we're ready to have our earliest sunset of the year on December 1st. Across Sunshine State right now, 72 at Tampa, 76 at Miami, and our Suncoast viewing area temperatures pretty much in the 70s from top to bottom and east to west, low to mid 70s, 69 at Lake Placid. Our high today, look at this, 86. Ray, it was almost 10 degrees warmer than normal. Last night's low 63. Now, I don't think we're going to see 86 tomorrow, but we're going to be in the 80s right on through most of the weekend. Here's our futurecast showing we do have a front headed our way, but it washes out before it gets here. Oh, wait, there's another one on its heels coming through Friday into Saturday. Now, you can see it doesn't have much cloud cover, it doesn't have any rain, but it does have slightly cooler and drier air. And on Sunday, the humidities will go down, and it should be pretty decent. Now, the long-range outlook, once that one goes through on Saturday night into Sunday, there's another one approaching from the west. Maybe bring some rain by next Wednesday night into Thursday. The jury is out on that right now. Our 7-day outlook shows a little bit cooler temperatures when the front comes through on Saturday night. Only 80 for Sunday with nighttime lows going down in the 58, 59 degree range and a slow warming trend. And there's that chance of rain late next week. Ray?
Thank you, Steve. Talk to you soon. Still to come, if you shop online, be careful where you click on Cyber Monday. A warning for shoppers in the Suncoast. Tell you about some new scams when we come back.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Scams are all around us, especially here on the Suncoast. It is striking all types of folks, from millennials to the elderly and everyone in between. With the holidays right around the corner, experts are warning us to be even more diligent when it comes to scams. ABC 7's Rick Adams has some valuable tips that can help you avoid becoming a victim of one of these scams.
Scams continue to be a very big problem on the Suncoast, and places like the Better Business Bureau here in Clearwater and others are keeping a very close eye on things. The Better Business Bureau says in just over the last year alone, there were 187 scams in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Those are only the ones that were reported. Brian Oglesby, a public relations director for the BBB, is urging folks to be extra careful because there are scams heading at us from all directions.
Stop for a minute, think about what's being offered to you. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, especially on the internet, on emails, on social media. Before you click on something, look it over. Know where it's going.
A perfect example of an online scam is one that a Northport family fell for in a story we told you about last December. Lauren Martin and her husband thought they were purchasing a car off of Craigslist. They were told to buy eBay gift cards and fax the gift card information to an email they were given. The Martins ended up losing $1,500 in that scam.
It's just so disheartening that it is Christmas time. Unfortunately, our daughter's birthday is 2 weeks before Christmas, so we were trying to do something nice for her and surprise her for her 16th birthday. And yet people just don't have a heart.
In cases such as the one involving the Martins and other folks in Sarasota and Manatee counties, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office tells us it is usually very hard to get the money back for the victims, as well as tracking down any suspects.
Unfortunately, they're very difficult to investigate and prosecute because usually the phone calls are being made from outside of Manatee County.
Bristow says that the Sheriff's Office comes across all different types of scams, including one recently that involved jury duty.
They would call someone and said, hey, you didn't report for jury duty. You need to pay this amount of money or you're going to go to jail. There'll be a warrant out for your arrest. And unfortunately, from time to time, people do fall for these scams.
The BBB tells us that the most common scams that they have come across lately are IRS scams and tech support scams, especially ones where there are pop-ups on your computer. They urge you not to click on those pop-ups. In this day and age, scams are not only affecting the elderly, but every age group.
They're really using technology, and therefore they're able to attract and take advantage of more consumers, so everyone is vulnerable to a scam nowadays, not just the elderly. More people are more victimized to scams than ever before.
The Better Business Bureau has stepped up their fight against scams. They have recently developed a product called the BBB Scam Tracker.
Consumers can go online in the moment, report that scam as it occurs, whether you are victimized by it or not, and that way you are the hero. You're helping warning other consumers in your community and letting them know about the scams. And we share this information with law enforcement, the Federal Trade Commission.
And if you think you've come across any of these scams, you're being encouraged to contact authorities or the Better Business Bureau immediately. Reporting from Clearwater, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. And when we return, we'll speak with law enforcement and scam prevention experts on our roundtable.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
on horrendously cold nights, on days when the rain has been relentless, or when the sun is beating down, there is an animal trapped with no protection, fighting to stay alive. Time is running out for them, but you can help save them by joining the ASPCA today. With your donation of just $18 a month, you'll help rescue abused and neglected animals, provide them with food, shelter, and medical care. When you go online or call in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you this free membership kit and our limited edition 150th anniversary t-shirt. It's just 60 cents a day to pull animals out of a terrible life. Don't let them suffer another day. Please help now.
And joining us for more on scams here on the Sun Coast and ways you can protect yourself is Sergeant Steve Levitt. He oversees the Crimes Prevention Unit for the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. Brian Oglesby, the Director of Public Relations and Outreach for the Better Business Bureau serving West Florida, and Jerry Zivick, a Veterans Benefits Watchdog. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. And this is the season where we really have to be concerned as we are going into the holiday season. And people want to be charitable, and there are people out there who want to take advantage of people who want to be charitable. Is it, and I would imagine these kinds of scams are popping up all the time, but is there anything that any of you gentlemen see that is really kind of the scam of the season?
Currently, we're seeing with the IRS, there's a new scam out that they're actually emailing our citizens, attaching a form, and it's saying that the numbers don't match up, meaning that the numbers that you gave on your last tax return don't match up with their system in Washington. So they're asking you to verify your expenses and the income that you've put down on your tax forms. So what they're doing is having you fill out all of the information, a lot of your Social Security numbers, a lot of your information that can be used unscrupulously to use your information to.
I would imagine the biggest note there is that the IRS never contacts you by email, do they?
Correct. If there's any questions that you have via email or anything, call your local IRS office or call Washington.
You know, the IRS, sticking on that subject just for a moment, they have been the center of some of these scams over the last couple of years. People were stealing, victims' identities and then filing fraudulent tax returns for them, and that's a mess that, took a lot of time and people to clean up. And Sergeant, I would imagine that the difficulty in this case is that you're dealing with local folks, but a federal jurisdiction. And so a lot of different agencies have to cooperate with each other.
That is correct. What we have done is we've partnered with a lot of our federal counterparts to, once we identify that a scam is going on, our detectives are able to work hand in hand with the federal counterparts to try to identify who is causing these scams to go on and try to find them.
And when you're talking about federal bureaucracies, there are a few larger than the Veterans Administration, Jerry, and we're going to talk more about this a little bit later. But are there a lot of scams out there at the moment that are specifically targeting veterans or people who want to give to veteran-type causes?
I think there's a lot of scams with respect to veteran charities. Come help this veteran, come help that veteran, and you have to be exceptionally careful about looking into who's asking for this money. I mean, we pulled into actually to a rest stop on a trip, and there were all these veterans hats and veterans t-shirts, help this veterans group. Well, a way to prevent that is you can prevent being taken advantage of. Just get their information, go home, and check out if it's legitimate.
But what should you be checking out?
Well, you have to call up, see if there's a valid website. You have to go and see if they're actually registered as a charity. You have to ask if they have actual information that depicts how much money they spend for charitable works versus overhead, like salaries and cars.
That's a key point for any charitable organization. And there are a lot of great organizations doing work out there, but there are also organizations where their overhead, how much they pay for administrative services and salaries, it far exceeds the amount of money that they're actually giving to do good.
It's a terrible situation. We've had it happen Recently here in Sarasota, where I don't want to name names, but where this big charity that was supposedly helping out basically was going towards salaries. There's a group called Charity Navigator. You can look into Charity Navigator to see if the charity's been rated. You can ask for certified financial statements to see if they have those that have been done by a legitimate certified public accounting company to see if it's legit. I mean, it's a situation where you can't be too careful, and we all want to do good. We all want to help out and do nice things. So we just have to take that extra step to make sure our hard-earned money actually does go for good.
All right, we are just dipping into this contract right now. More with our roundtable in just a moment, but when we come back, we'll have the latest check on your forecast. Stay with us.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Much more on holiday shopping scams next, but first, holiday shopping weather from meteorologist Steve Newman. Steve.
You're going to love it. If anything, it might be a little warm. It was 86 today, but right now we've cooled off to 74. Dew point getting a little moist, but I think it's going to dry off by Sunday and Monday as a front comes in and sweeps a little bit of humidity that we do have away. Our high this afternoon, 86, not a record, but almost 10 degrees above normal. 88 would have been the record high set back in 1958. Hardly a cloud in the sky right now. A beautiful night in progress. No showers either. But if we look to the south, we have an extraordinary hurricane going into far southern South America. This is Hurricane Otto moving into Nicaragua, skirting Costa Rica. There has never been a hurricane move ashore this far south in Central America on record. It was also, we've never had a hurricane form this late in the season down there either. It was a Category 2 storm with 110-mile-an-hour winds when it came in. You can see the incredible eye as it's moving toward Lake Nicaragua at sunset. Now, winds have dropped down. It's only a Category 1 storm, 75-mile-an-hour winds. It's moving right across the rough terrain of Nicaragua right now, weakening as it goes, but it's going to still be Otto when it moves into the Pacific as a tropical storm. It shouldn't reform into a hurricane or strengthen any more than 50-mile-an-hour winds. Still 65-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow afternoon down there. We're telling you this because it's an extraordinary storm, but it's not going to affect our weather at all. In fact, the hurricane season ends in 5 days. The jet stream has split, with the stronger branch going in Canada, the weaker branch blowing across the United States. So it's not bringing any cold waves or any big storms. Temperatures, as you might expect, in the 30s in the northern tier of states, the 60s and 70s in the south. We do have a pretty potent Pacific storm going up into the northwest this weekend. Now, here is our futurecast for the next couple of days anyway. Look at this cold front coming our way. Whoops, it breaks apart, just washes out. But we have a stronger one on its heels, but it's not all that strong. It'll bring in a dry northerly wind, drop the temperatures 2-3 degrees for afternoon highs and nighttime lows when it goes through on Saturday night and Sunday. But once that happens, it goes by. This is the long-range futurecast showing we have yet another one coming across the Midwest. In the end of the weekend, toward the middle of next week, it's poised right over us by early on Thursday morning. Some models have it bringing us some scattered showers, nothing very heavy. Others have it coming through dry. I'm giving us about a 20 to 30% chance of rain from it when it does come through. No big deal. We can actually use the rain. It's been very, very dry all of November. Out on the water tomorrow, northeast winds becoming northerly 5 to 10 knots during the afternoon, seas 2 feet or less. A light chop on bay and inland waters. 82 at the beach tomorrow. You're going to like it. Water temperature 68. I don't like that. It's a little cool for me. Here's our forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy skies. A few patches of fog inland possible. Our low 62. And tomorrow, a mostly sunny and mild day. High temperature 83. Average high 77. Here's our 7-day outlook showing the next few days. Here's the front coming through over the weekend, dropping us down to the upper 50s for lows and then warming back up. There's a 20 to 30% chance of rain Wednesday and Thursday from that weak front. We'll have more of our 7 o'clock news coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Join Save Our Seabirds, the Baltimore Orioles, and ABC7 for Run for the Birds, December 4th at Ed Smith Stadium. The 5K 1-mile fun run will end at home plate and be followed by a festival with live music, food, and fun. Register today at raceroster.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you. Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify. Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy? Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are discussing scams and ways to protect ourselves. Our guests tonight include Sergeant Steve Levitt, who oversees the Crimes Prevention Unit for the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, Brian Oglesby, Director of Public Relations and Outreach for the Better Business Bureau serving West Florida, and Jerry Zivick, a Veterans Benefits Watchdog. Gentlemen, thanks again for being here. And Brian, let me start with you because, boy, we're entering the season with, Cyber Monday, Black Friday. Giving Tuesday, all this stuff, and you know, people are running to stores in anticipation of getting that great deal, but what should they be aware of?
Well, the key message here is scams are going to be out there, and they're out there every day. So what consumers need to do is stop for a minute, think about what they're doing, and just make sure they're making right decisions. When it comes to the internet, making sure they're on correct websites. Scammers are using technology nowadays. They're mimicking other websites. They're faking logos of major brands. So just make sure you know who you're doing it.
And
banks, government agencies. So consumers need to know who they're doing business with, check them out, do their research, and just stop for a minute and think about it.
But you know what? We're all so busy. Many people just don't have the time. And when it comes to email messages or text messages or even phone calls at home, we have, even at our home, we've gotten like emails from Chase Bank, where we don't have accounts. Mm-hmm. We've gotten phone calls from the IRS talking about, the trouble we're in, and my wife has gotten spooked by that. I'm sure a lot of people are out there. So I would imagine there are a lot of do's and don'ts when you get this kind of communication.
Yes, and you're going to have your red flags as well. If anyone's ever pressuring you into giving up information, if they're quick to have you give it up, if you're receiving an email and it's asking you to click on a link and it doesn't look right, those are going to be signs that you shouldn't do that. Usually you want to hover over that link, see where it's going. Just take a second. Think about what's happening to you and think it through before you give up that information.
I still know people who are reluctant to buy anything online, and the security of that. We hear so many horror stories about some of the major retailers and the fraud that goes on there. This is a generalization, but is online shopping safe? Are there things that you should take precautions about?
Online shopping is safe. The key is knowing what websites to visit. The key element, especially when you're purchasing online, is look for that S at the end of HTTP. When you have HTTPS, that means you're shopping on a secure site. Also, when you're making that purchase, look on that website. Do they have terms and conditions? Does the company have a privacy policy? Look for third-party seals of approval that shows the company's been vetted and verified by organizations like the Better Business Bureau.
But the problem with that is, and I don't disagree with any of it, the problem with that is when you agree to all of the terms and conditions of these websites, basically what these websites are then doing are data mining. You're allowing them to look at your contacts and God knows what else, so you can't even shop on that website without agreeing to be data mined.
Well, that's why you need to read those terms and conditions.
But you can't do it. I've never come across any term and condition that does not allow the website to data mine you. Mm-hmm. And that's the big failing with internet shopping. And we were talking about this before too. Whenever you go online, if you're putting your credit card out over online, it's going over God knows how many thousands of miles, and somebody can grab it, even if it's encrypted somehow. There's an exposure to going online.
And Jerry, you don't even file your own taxes online.
No, I don't. No, I'll be a big target. But no, you can opt out, and the IRS doesn't make this known. You're not required to file your taxes online, and I've never filed my taxes yet online.
Because a couple of years ago we did have that, as we talked about earlier, the drop, which there was some. I once visited a woman in a nursing home in Pinellas County whose personal information, her social security number and date of birth I found on a guy in Tampa. Mm-hmm. And that just shows you how awful this is. And the question is, Sergeant, when this happens and you become victim to this, I mean, what's really your recourse if you either have your identity stolen in that manner, or you just ripped off online or by one of these scam organizations? I mean, we saw the interview with your counterpart from Manatee mm-hmm. County. There's not a big chance that you're going to be able to get your money back.
But I think the important notion here is you got to report it. A lot of times, unfortunately, people are embarrassed to know that they've been taken. There's different scams, the granny scam going on, and so many different scams that when you figure out that, my goodness, I've just been taken, they're embarrassed by it. We need to know this information so that we can try to get the right resources out there to help. And you got to ask questions. If someone's calling you asking for information, find out why. A lot of us are just so trusting of people. And we live in a community that's a little bit older. Mm-hmm. And, people need to question why they need to give their information over the telephone. Should never happen. You know, do your research, find out why, get some information sent to you. A lot of the charities even, 'tis the season. We're here to try to make everyone's holidays better and brighter. Know where your money's going. Know how much of your money is going to that charity versus through the charity fundraiser. You can go direct to some of these charities and donate your money direct to them, where all of it goes straight to them.
Is there a problem that when it comes to charities and people, you know, basically wanting to raise money, whether it's for veterans or children or this or that, that you know, this state in particular may not have the strongest charity overseer? You know, there are many states that have very, very aggressive you know, departments that oversee this, and in my experience, Florida is not one of them.
You need to make sure that the charity that you're looking to donate to is registered with the state. Make sure that their information is in Tallahassee and they have been vetted out by the state. Can it be stronger? Sure, and that's something that needs...
What kind of vetting do they actually do, though? So you do all the proper paperwork, and the state doesn't have the ability to see what's going on in day-to-day operations. So all of a sudden you have somebody that's in charge of a charity making, you know, $500,000 for no justifiable reason. They're leasing a car. You know, the list goes on and on. The state doesn't have the ability to do that, other than process and give them a seal, what I would call a false seal of approval that it is vetted.
Okay, then we as consumers need to do our homework prior to giving any of our money. If someone's calling you on the phone tonight saying, hey, I need or I would like for you to donate to this just cause, don't do it right then and there.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Ask for information. If it's a reliable and justifiable charity, they're going to be able to send you information.
And not by email.
And not.
Jerry, let me ask you this, because you know, after fighting the wars that we have an increasing number of veterans that are coming into the community after leaving the service of our nation, and there are a lot of different organizations out there that we've talked about that are basically you know, trying to prey upon them. One thing that I saw in one of your notes is that are there organizations really out there charging veterans for their military records?
Oh, certainly. Let's say you're trying to get apply for a VA benefit and you need your records, even though in theory they have them. So they're going to help you get these records, and they're obviously records that are yours and are available for free.
They're available for free. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time to get them, because obviously, you know, going through the DOD is a big long process, but you should not be charged for that.
Absolutely not. But I'll give any consumer, whether or not it's a veteran or you and I, when we go to the doctor, when we leave, we should say, can I have a copy of my record for today? And we have it. We'll never be charged for it, and it'll never be lost again.
Put it in a safe place and so forth.
Exactly, because doctors actually charge fees, private practitioners, to copy your own records, which in theory you've already paid for.
That's ridiculous. All right, we're going to have to take another pause, and when we come back, we'll have final thoughts with our guests.
ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the iAssociates, providing sight for life. The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess?
You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Welcome back. It can be difficult to tell when someone is trying to scam you. Tonight, we're trying to help you tell the difference, and our guests join us right now for final thoughts. And let's start with, what question did I not ask that you really think that people should know about? Sergeant, I'll start with you.
One thing in dealing with scams is a lot of these folks are asking for you to pay a fine, or you failed to pay a bill, but yet they're requiring you to go get a specific type of gift card. That should be your first clue that something's not right. If it's a reputable company, they're not going to ask you to go get a gift card and pay the fine or the fee with that card. Very difficult for us, not impossible for us to track the use of a gift card.
Are these organizations organized in terms of the scam artists, or are these just, a bunch of, guys in the back room doing this somewhere?
A lot of them are very organized. Hence, they're asking you to go get this information from a gift card. They're then using that information and going out and spending your hard-earned money on whatever they want.
Brian, what are you seeing at the Better Business Bureau now that you really haven't seen before?
Well, the biggest thing that we're seeing, number one is IRS, number two is tech support scams. But coming in the holiday season, a lot of people are going to be out looking for temporary jobs. So we see a lot of fake job postings online. And the same concept, if these scam artists are asking you to send money through non-normal means, Green Dot Money card, wire transfer money to obtain a job, that's a big red flag. You should never have to pay money to get a job. And the key here is that everyone out there can be susceptible to a scam. Everyone is vulnerable.
Doesn't matter your age.
Doesn't matter if your age, doesn't matter who you are. These scam artists is going after everyone. They're using technology, and they're trying to take advantage of all consumers. So an educated consumer is going to be the one that avoids the scams. Do your homework, do your research, go to bbb.org, see the latest scams happening. When you know about the scams and how they approach you and the methods they use, then you'll be an educated consumer and you'll avoid these scams.
Jerry, what is the hottest scam out there affecting our veterans?
Well, before we jump onto that, Brian was telling us about this scam tracker at the BBB. I think that's a real excellent tool, and I think we need to get that out there, that you can go to BBB and find a scam tracker for current scams.
Yes.
I think the biggest problems for veterans right now is veterans want to help veterans. And all of these false charities that are out there saying, well, we're going to help wounded warriors, or we're going to help whatever it is, this type of veteran. I think veterans and all people have to be very careful of these types of charities.
Or people who want to help veterans.
Exactly, 100% correct. You want to help, and the veterans, as we always talked about, deserve our very best. But we have to take a moment, step back, and really investigate if what we're doing is correct. If we send that check 2 days later, it'll be just as good as if we send it immediately.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Sergeant Steve Levitt oversees the Crimes Prevention Unit for the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. Brian Oglesby is the Director of Public Relations and Outreach for the Better Business Bureau serving West Florida. And Jerry Zivick is a Veterans Benefits Watchdog. When we return, we'll have a final check on your weather, plus stay tuned for your prime time headlines.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
The primetime headlines are next, but first, one last check at the forecast from meteorologist Steve Newman. Steve?
Ray, what a great Thanksgiving day it was today. If you got to the beach, it was perfect. If you stayed home, just kick back, watch football, watch the parade. Nothing but partly cloudy skies, and temperatures quite mild. In fact, we had a high temperature this afternoon of 86, 74 at this hour, dew point 63. A little humid, but I think that humidity will get scoured out by a cool front that'll come through over the weekend. There's that high of 86, last night's low 63. Almost 10 degrees warmer than normal for the high, but it didn't break a record, but pretty close. 88 would have been the record high for today. It is the record high. Across the state right now, 72 at Tampa, Jacksonville, 66, Miami currently at 76, and across our viewing area, very comfortable, 74 at Sarasota, 73 at Punta Gorda. Lake Placid's cooled off to 66. Taking a look at northern Manatee County, 73 at Anna Maria, 74 at Siesta Key. Had a little bit of a Gulf breeze, keeping it really nice down in South County and across Charlotte through the evening hours. This is a major storm. In fact, it's a record breaker. We've never had a hurricane go this far south inland in recorded history. Hurricane Otto, a Category 2 hurricane, 110-mile-an-hour winds, lots of rain. We're talking 10, 20 inches of rainfall from this storm as it crosses Central America, primarily across Nicaragua and northern parts of Costa Rica. It has weakened a little since it's gone ashore. It's from a Category 2 storm to only 75-mile-an-hour winds, a Category 1. It's going to move out into the Pacific tomorrow, maintain the name Otto because it's still a storm with a circulation, so they'll continue to call Otto as it gradually weakens for the next several days out over the Pacific. Well, across the United States, that's not going to affect anybody's weather in North America. It's going to stay all that moisture down off the coast of Mexico. There's a fairly potent Pacific storm moving into Washington and Oregon this weekend, right now, in fact. Also had some snow in upstate New York. They got the parade in without too many problems today, but to the north, they've had some snow moving into New England. But despite that, there are no major air traffic delays being reported anywhere in the country, including these gateways and hubs, Atlanta, LaGuardia, Charlotte, DFW. No problem. Hopefully it'll stay that way, at least for the next 2 or 3 days as people go back home. Here's our future cast showing one cold front. It looks like it's coming our way, but it kind of dissipates before it gets here. Another one on its heels, predicted to come through late on Saturday into Sunday. It doesn't have much in the way of clouds. It doesn't have anything in the way of rain, but it will have slightly cooler and drier air when it passes by. And once it goes through, we'll keep our eye upstream to the next front coming in, crossing the nation on Tuesday and Wednesday. And when it gets here Wednesday into Thursday, it could bring some showers, a slight chance at this point, but no really cold air coming our way. So if you like the current weather, it's going to stay with us for quite a while. Out on the water tomorrow, northeast winds becoming northerly 5 to 10 knots tomorrow, seas 2 feet or less. The Gulf water temperature 68. It'll be sunny and mild at the beach tomorrow, high temperature 82. Few patches of fog inland tonight, otherwise fair skies, fair to partly cloudy. Our overnight low 62. And here's the 7-day outlook showing that we will have that weak cool front come through late on Saturday, cooling us off by 2 or 3 degrees Sunday and Monday. And then there's that chance of rain with the next front Wednesday and Thursday. We'll come back with some primetime headlines right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
On horrendously cold nights, on days when the rain has been relentless, or when the sun is beating down, there is an animal trapped with no protection, fighting to stay alive. Time is running out for them, but you can help save them by joining the ASPCA today. With your donation of just $18 a month, you'll help rescue abused and neglected animals, provide them with food, shelter, and medical care. When you go online or call in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you this free membership kit and our limited edition 150th anniversary t-shirt. It's just 60 cents a day to pull animals out of a terrible life. Don't let them suffer another day. Please help now.
And welcome back. Checking your primetime headlines now. Another officer is ambushed. As reporter Lauren Lister tells us, it's just the latest in a series of assaults on police this week alone.
Watch as this Idaho police officer making a traffic stop faces a wanted fugitive springing out of the trunk, wielding what appears to be a gun, but turns out to be a replica. The officer wrestles him to the ground, his department calling it an attempted ambush. Meanwhile, in Detroit, a procession for a fallen Wayne State University officer killed Tuesday by a fatal shot to the head after stopping someone on a bicycle. And earlier this week in Texas,
we made an arrest in the capital murder of Detective Benjamin Marconi.
The suspect, 31-year-old Otis McCain, taken into custody for the alleged shooting of this San Antonio detective, shot twice in the head and killed sitting in his patrol car just outside police headquarters. Authorities say they saw the alleged shooter in this police station surveillance video from hours before the attack.
I was upset at the situation I was in. I lashed out at somebody that didn't deserve it.
You ever think he said it was family?
I'm sorry.
Detective Marconi is one of several officers ambushed over the last week. In St. Louis, another officer shot twice in the face while sitting in his squad car. In Florida and in Missouri, 2 more officers shot and wounded during traffic stops, all 3 now recovering. And this year's firearm-related police deaths are climbing. There have now been 60, according to the National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund. That is up 67% from last year. Lauren Lister, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New details now on that deadly school bus crash in Chattanooga earlier this week. Police say a 6th student has now died from that incident. This man, 24-year-old Jonathan Walker, is now facing 6 counts of vehicular homicide. He was driving the school bus with 37 students on board when it swerved off the road on Monday and slammed into a tree. Investigators say the driver was speeding. A mother of one of the victims says before the crash, the driver asked the kids if they were ready to die. Additional security was on hand today at today's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. NYPD was joined by nearly 3,000 officers, as well as bomb-sniffing dogs. Officials say there were no credible threats, but they took every precaution just the same. About 3 million spectators came out for the parade, now celebrating its 90th year. On this holiday, the president-elect is calling for unity. Donald Trump expected to name 78-year-old billionaire Wilbur Ross to the job of Secretary of Commerce. The New York Times says Ross is known as the king of bankruptcy for buying, restructuring, and selling off steelmakers and other fading industrial companies. The president-elect is spending the weekend in Palm Beach. Earlier today, he had this Thanksgiving message on YouTube.
It's my prayer that on this Thanksgiving, we begin to heal our divisions and move forward as one country, strengthened by shared purpose and very, very common resolve.
In a tweet, Trump says he has been working all day to keep the Carrier AC company in the U.S. Carrier says they look forward to working with the administration. Meantime, President Obama also sends out his well wishes for the holiday. While the president says the first family was enjoying turkey and touchdowns, he'll also say he spent the time reflecting on what binds us all together after what he calls a very divisive campaign season.
Thanksgiving reminds us that no matter our differences, we're still one people, part of something bigger than ourselves. We are communities that move forward together. We're neighbors who look out for one another, especially those among us with the least.
President Obama also personally called some of the troops serving overseas. And finally tonight, Sarasota police are letting us know that they are thankful this year. The department has been sharing photos on its Twitter page. We are thankful for all of them on the Suncoast. And that's all the time we have for now. I'm Ray Collins. More news tonight at 11. I'll see you then.